Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I had an email last week from Tommy Abesso, and Tommy asked how to set up a reamp box in your DAW to use with a Boss Katana. So that's what I'm going to show you today. First of all, let's go through how it's all rigged up. So we've got the guitar plugged into an interface. Now, the interface that I'm using is a Universal Audio Apollo. Out of the interface, we're taking one of the outputs out the back, and that's going to go into a reamp box. Now, a reamp box is something that converts the signal from line level to instrument level, and then the reamp box is then plugged into the Boss Katana. So why do we use reamp boxes? Well, reamp boxes are a way that we can record guitar parts and we don't have to commit to that guitar part at the time, as what we're actually recording to the DAW or to tape is a DI guitar signal. Now that DI guitar signal can then be played back through the reamp box, plugged into an amplifier, and then you can change the sound of the amplifier on the go until you get the perfect sound that you want for that track. Now, if you haven't liked and subscribed already, don't forget to like and subscribe and you'll be notified of any future videos that come out from the Studio Rats. So now we've got all our connections sorted out, now we need to record the guitar part. So what we could do is to route the guitar through to the reamp box, then to the Katana. So what I'm going to do is to change the output of that guitar track to the output out the back of the Apollo that the reamp box is plugged into. So the signal so far is guitar into the interface is going into the computer. The computer is then processing it, sending it out, going back into the interface. The interface is sending it out to the reamp box, and the reamp box is then plugged into the amplifier. So from what I've just described, you can see that there's quite a long distance going from the guitar back into the amplifier. Now, normally this wouldn't really make a difference, but because a guitar is such an immediate thing, when we hit the strings, the guitar reacts immediately with the amplifier, or the amplifier reacts immediately with the guitar. And that's something called latency. Now, we could just play the guitar part through the latency. You do get used to playing through it, but it definitely does affect the performance. So this is where we have to sort of make a choice. We can either go and get a DI box, which is definitely the preferred option. Now, certain DI boxes have a splitter built into them, so you can send one of those outputs straight to your amplifier, so you get latency free guitar tone. So the other connector on the DI box then just goes straight into your interface. But we're not going to do that today. What we're going to do is to pretend that we haven't got a DI box and we're just plugging straight into the front of the interface. So what I'm going to do is take it back into my main outputs, so I'm avoiding the reamp box, and what I'm going to do is to load in a amp sim. Most DAWs come with amp sims, and the distance between the guitar and the amp sim is much less than the guitar through the reamp box into the amplifier. So we're going to get a lower latency. Now that's going to sound like this. And to be honest, that feels a lot better as I haven't got that notable latency. And now let's record that guitar part using the amp sim. Okay, now we've got that guitar part recorded, I can now mute the amp sim, and let's play that back and you'll hear the difference. So now what we're going to do is to go back to the output of that channel and to send it to the reamp box. So now that's going from the DAW out into the interface, out into the reamp box to the amplifier, which is the Katana. Let's have a listen to that. So this is where the benefit of reamping really comes into its own, as now I can really change and work on the sound of that guitar. So let's push play on that track and let's go to Tone Studio to really change the sound. And now, because I'm happy with the guitar sound, what I can do is to record the Katana with a microphone in front of it straight into the DAW. Let's do that. I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I really hope you guys got something out of that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you'll be notified of any future videos that come out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.